Secure by design becomes real in three places: how users log in, how you see what's happening, and how you ship fixes. In this module, we'll turn regulatory expectations into concrete patterns for authentication, logging, and update mechanisms that your teams can actually implement. Secure by design used to mean good engineering hygiene. Now, many of those same practices are becoming explicit legal duties. CISA guidance shapes expectations for secure defaults and identity controls. The EU's Cyber Resilience Act formalizes how you handle vulnerabilities and reporting. The UK's PSTI regime ties consumer protection to updates and supply chain resilience. Security decisions now come with regulatory consequences. Secure by design starts with treating identity as a core platform service, not something each team reinvents. Instead of every app owning usernames, passwords, and sessions, a central identity provider handles that for web, mobile, APIs, and CLI. This lets you standardize authentication and authorization, isolate sensitive logic, and avoid fragile, custom-built security. Regulators are no longer satisfied with any MFA. Legacy methods like SMS codes are easy to phish and increasingly seen as insufficient. CISA and others expect measurable adoption of phishing-resistant approaches such as FIDO2, WebAuthn, and passkeys. At the same time, default passwords are being outlawed, and high-risk admin actions are expected to use stronger, step-up authentication. To stop lateral movement, treat every session as disposable. Short-lived access tokens dramatically shrink the time window an attacker can use stolen credentials. Pair them with refresh tokens that rotate frequently, so any replayed token quickly becomes useless. Enforce both idle and absolute timeouts so long-running sessions can't linger unnoticed. And layer on anomaly detection. If geovelocity, device fingerprint, or behavior looks wrong, terminate the session and revoke related tokens immediately. Sessions become tightly controlled, not permanent doors. For multi-tenant SaaS, regulators focus heavily on how you enforce least privilege. RBAC is your baseline. Roles that map to job functions like admin, editor, viewer. It's simple and audit-friendly, but too coarse on its own. ABAC adds context. Who the user is, where they are, device health, time of day. That's what enables real zero trust. Combine both with default deny and strong tenant isolation to meet modern expectations. Logging is now treated as a survival requirement, not a nice-to-have. Secure by design means security-relevant logs are produced automatically, with enough detail to reconstruct what happened and who did what. That's a shift from developer-focused debug logs to tamper-resistant audit logs. Increasingly, customers are told, security visibility must be included, not an upsell. Secure by design logging is about signal, not surveillance. You want events that show risk and accountability. Logins, MFA challenges, configuration changes, data exports, and any privilege escalation. Those let you reconstruct what happened without storing what attackers actually want. Treat secrets and rich personal data as toxic in logs, passwords, API keys, unmasked PII, full card numbers. Capture context about who, what, where, and when, while still honoring GDPR-style data minimization. Once evidence exists, regulators increasingly expect that nobody can quietly rewrite it. That calls for tamper-resistant. Write once or append only storage, plus strong integrity checks, so an attacker can't delete or alter history. Combine that with strict role-based access control and long retention, typically at least 12 months. Telemetry only helps if it reliably drives action. Think of 4 stages. First, centralize raw logs so you can correlate behavior across services and tenants. Next, integrate with your CM or SOC for real-time ingestion and enrichment. From there, tune alerts to reduce mean time to detect. Finally, use playbooks to automate concrete responses like revoking sessions, and to ensure you can meet mandates such as CRA's 24-hour reporting for exploited vulnerabilities. Treat your update mechanism as critical infrastructure, not a convenience feature. EU CRAT-A and the UK's PSTI expect you to remediate vulnerabilities without delay, which only works if you can push updates quickly, safely, and at scale. At the same time, attackers are targeting update channels themselves. Your North Star is secure, automated, largely silent updates, enabled by strong signing, rollback protection, and monitoring, with users opting out rather than opting in. When we talk about trusting the payload, we're really asking two things. Did this code come from the vendor, and has it been altered? Code signing answers both. Binaries are signed with a private key kept in a hardware security module, forming a strong root of trust. Clients then verify signatures at install, often enforced by secure boot before any code runs. For regulators, resilience is a core part of Secure by Design, not an add-on. A B partitioning lets you update an inactive slot while the active one keeps serving users, then flip only after a reboot check passes. If something breaks, automatic rollback prevents bricking and restores the last good state. Differential updates cut risk and bandwidth by sending just the changes. Phased rollouts add canaries, so failures hit a tiny slice of users, not everyone. Secure by Design isn't just about controls, it's also about how you communicate risk. Be explicit about support windows so customers know exactly when security updates stop and can plan migrations. Separate security fixes from features in release notes so they can prioritize patching. For serious issues, publish clear advisories that explain impact and required action, and maintain a stable disclosure channel for researchers and enterprise contacts. As you implement Secure by Design, keep this mental checklist. Strong auth, phishing-resistant MFA, no default passwords, least privilege access. Logging, capture security events, keep tamper-evident records, and never log secrets. Updates, verify signatures, automate delivery and rollback, and publish end of life. Then wrap it all in governance with real SDLC security gates.